Hello and welcome. I'm Jedite83 and welcome to my Pagan vlog. Tonight I'm going to be asking, or at least trying to answer, what is Wicca? Wikipedia says that Wicca is a contemporary pagan new religious movement. It was developed in England in the first half of the 20th century and was introduced to the public in 1954 by Gerald Gardner, a retired British civil servant. Wicca draws upon a diverse set of ancient pagan and 20th century Hermetic motifs for its theological structure and practice. So what does that mean? Well, in the beginning, Wicca is a modern pagan tradition dating back to the 1950s. Exactly that. Wicca itself is not ancient, although there are some who certainly would try to claim it is. However, it does draw upon ancient sources for its basic belief system and its rituals. Wicca was developed in the 1940s and 50s by Gerald Gardner and Doreen Valentine through a series of published books and private writings. And it was brought to the public's eye by Gerald Gardner in 1954. Wicca itself is divided into a number of lineages that are usually referred to as traditions. Some, usually known as the British traditional Wicca, can actually teach their lineages back to Gardner. That might be, what that means is that you may have a practitioner and their teacher who learned from somebody else, who learned from somebody else. You can trace a line of student-teacher relationships all the way back to Gerald Gardner. There are some traditions known as eclectic traditions. These are more modern. They've taken Wicca and they've made their own versions of it. They themselves cannot, and these traditions cannot generally trace their lineages back. Because of this, when you look at the eclectic traditions, their teachings, their beliefs, their rituals do differ, and to some degrees greatly differ, from each other and from traditional Wicca. Personally, I do follow the Correllian tradition. It is not a British traditional. It is more of an eclectic one with its own history. And if you want to check it out, I would say check out their website, Correllian.com. That's CORRELLIAN.com. And no, it has nothing to do with Star Wars. They were using this term they were using the term Correllian long before George Lucas ever came along. I'd also say check out their other website, witchschool.com. Wicca is generally duotheistic. That is, they worship a goddess and a god. Wiccans celebrate celebrations honor both cycles of the moon. These are called espits. They are generally associated with the goddess. And we also celebrate Sabbats. These are seasonally based festivals based on the cycles of the sun and on traditional harvest dates in a number of cases. Sabbats are generally associated with the male horned god. Many Wiccans also practice witchcraft. Witchcraft is using your personal and universal energies to manifest your desires. And I'm going to go into this a lot more detail in a future video. Not all Wiccans practice witchcraft, and not all people who practice witchcraft are Wiccans. I said I was going to give you a very high-level view, and I think this is at least gives us a framework for what will we talk about when we talk Wicca later in this series. I'm by no means a historian or a professional theologian, so you will forgive me if it's not the best description, but I do try. Check out my website, wicca.pw, and if you like this video, give me a like and a subscribe. It really does help. And if you have any questions you'd like me to answer, just leave them in the comments below, and I'll get to them as soon as I can. Alright, I'm Jedite83, and may you blessed be.